Hello, Rob here from Flanagan Homestead. Recently I did a video with Pedro on how he went from farmhand to owning Christmas tree farms, and this is the other half of that video. And also soon there'll be a video I put out with a few tips that he has for how to grow Christmas trees. Before we start exploring Pedro's farm and talk to him, I don't want to forget, I started on Facebook a Northwest Christmas Tree Growers Facebook page. It's still really small right now, but I'd like that to grow. So if you're one of the people that has a Christmas tree farm in the Pacific Northwest and would like to be able to contact other growers around here and get support and ideas, consider joining the Northwest Christmas Tree Growers on Facebook. You know, even if you don't live out here, you can join it, but we'd like to grow that, and I'd like to be able to get in touch with others around here when we need trees or seedlings or ideas. So please join. So you have not harvested from here. You worked for someone else
in this farm before
that did this, and they harvested and then they went away, and now you're leasing the land.
Yes.
So we're what, 15 minutes off of I-5 in La Center. What does it cost to lease an acre non-irrigated land out here per acre?
Just depends, you know.
Ballpark figure.
A couple $100.
A couple $100 per year, per acre?
Yeah.
Yep, that's reasonable. So how many more years are you gonna be doing Christmas trees? You're planting right now, Turkish, so it's probably at least 8 years.
Yeah, we talk about 9 to 10 more years till everything's gone, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're done. I'll be pretty old then.
Yeah, so you're not doing your own trees at that point, so you're just going to shut down. You're not going to run a crew or anything else? You're just going to retire?
Yes, after I harvest all mine, you know.
Yeah.
While I'm doing this, yeah, I need to keep all the guys possible working, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do.
Are any of the guys planning to take over running a crew or something when you retire, or are they hoping to stay in the business?
I haven't talked to them about it, you know, but I don't know. I got people working for me for about 25 to 30 years now with the same guys, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
so they obviously know what they're doing.
Yeah, everybody knows, so that's good. That's a good. You can live. I can go to Mexico. Sometimes spend three months in Mexico, and they working here.
Yeah.
Just have to make a phone call so they can go collect their money and all that. But yeah, that's nice to have people you can depend on. Them.
Any business, it's nice to have people that know what they're doing and you can depend on. It sounds like you've got a good crew here.
Yes.
So in your 35 years of Christmas trees, working for somebody else and owning your own Christmas trees like these we're walking through right here, what's the single worst thing that ever happened? Like a winter storm or a disease or whatever, like it really hurts your farm and you're like, oh no, this really hurts.
Couple years ago, I think, couple or 3 years, when they get so hot, they get up to 111, 110 degrees.
Yeah.
I lost about 7,000 to 8,000 trees we just planted that year.
Yeah. How many trees did you plant that year?
That year, I think I planted 15,000. 15,000, yeah.
And you lost about half of them?
Yes.
Well, I will say you did better than I did. Fortunately, we only planted 2,000 trees that year, and we lost almost all of them.
Oh yeah, wow.
And
no, I was not happy that year, you know, but nothing we can do.
Yeah, I actually went out, and we don't have irrigation, but I tried to get some water on some of the trees, see if it'd make a difference. But it was 117 degrees on our farm when I was out there, and the hottest it had ever been up until then was 104. And so, I mean, it broke the record hot-wise by double digits, and yeah, it wiped out. I was actually, when it was all said and done, I mean, I was disappointed that I lost almost 2,000 trees, but I had planted 3,000 the year before on my small farm, and I thought I was going to lose those too, but almost all of them made it. The second-year-old, the 2-year-old trees made it, but the new plantings just couldn't
Yeah,
handle
it's
it.
just fry. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and I had the same experience. The same date. That was
Yeah.
probably the worst thing we've ever had. So in your 35 years of Christmas trees, working for somebody else, and owning your own Christmas trees like these we're walking through right here, what's the single worst thing that ever happened? Like a winter storm or a disease or whatever, like it really hurts your farm and you're like, oh no, this really hurts.
Couple years ago, I think, couple or 3 years, when they get so hot, they get up to 111, 110 degrees.
Yeah.
I lost about 7 to 8,000 trees we just planted that year.
Yeah. How many trees
Yeah.
did you plant that year?
That year, I think I planted 15,000.
15,000?
Yeah.
And you lost about half of them?
Yes.
Well, I will say you did better than I did. Fortunately, we only planted 2,000 trees that year, and we lost almost all of them.
Oh yeah, wow.
And
No, I was not happy that
yeah.
year, but nothing we can do.
Yeah, I actually went out, and we don't have irrigation, but I tried to get some water on some of the trees, see if it'd make a difference. But it was 117 degrees on our farm when I was out there, and the hottest it had ever been up until then was 104. And so, I mean, it broke the record hot-wise by double digits, and yeah, it wiped out. I was actually, when it was all said and done, I mean, I was disappointed that I lost almost 2,000 trees, but I had planted 3,000 the year before on my small farm, and I thought I was going to lose those too, but almost all of them made it. The second-year-old, the 2-year-old trees made it, but the new plantings just couldn't
Yeah,
handle it.
it's just fry. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and I had the same experience, the same date. That was
Yeah.
probably the worst thing we've ever had. Okay, so on your harvest, you were mentioning, you have a large harvest crew, but then sometimes you use helicopters to get them out of the field. What changes from just having manpower getting out, and what makes it so you need helicopters, or what makes helicopters more efficient?
We don't have to use tractors, because if we use tractors, they broke down sometime, and you have about 6-7 guys sitting in the trailer waiting for, and you waste a lot of money and a lot of time there. So helicopters just come up and dump it where the semi truck coming to pick up the trees, and you don't have to go transport it with a tractor to the landing. That's why we use helicopter a lot faster. And if you don't have enough power too, power guys, when you really need to get the job done, you just need to get it.
So what is the process? So guys cut down a tree and then just put a strap on the trunk of the tree? And
no, we make a bundles. We put a rope and 2 ropes, and they just have the hooks come up, they hook it to the helicopter. We make about bundles of 12 to 15 trees, just depends how heavy the tree is.
Yeah.
We just try to put about 15 to 2,000 pounds for. So yeah, that's a lot easy, a lot faster. And
Yeah. Do you know what the helicopters cost?
last time I used it about 3 years ago. It cost me about $900 an hour.
Uh-huh. So you got to have your guys ready when that helicopter's coming.
Yes,
Yeah,
you have
'cause-
to be
yeah,
fast. Okay. It costs a lot of money, but it saves a lot of time.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be using a helicopter again this year on any of your farms, or?
No, not this year, because most of my farms where I work now, they have gravel all over, all around it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know how.
So you can drive in a lot
Yeah,
easier.
you can drive there with pickups and all that. So it make it a lot easy.
Yep.
Not when you just wet ground. Tractor gets stuck or pickup gets stuck. It's
And you're
just.
throwing mud everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Good-
just get trees muddy, and no, that's the way to do it there with a helicopter when
Yep.
it's too muddy fields. So
Okay, you were pointing out to me, on the other side of the road was planted, and then Is this older or that older on the other
This
side?
is older. This is 2 years old.
This is 2 years old.
Yeah, the other one we planted last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and the
Mhm.
other side we just planted this year.
So you have them in blocks because you've been wholesaler. When you come through and do this field, are you going to take pretty much all of them out, or are you just going to select the ones that are taller and better and then come and get the rest the next year? To clear out a block, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years till they're all harvested, how long does it take?
We just come up and take all the best ones, you know, we just sell the number ones, we just keep the other ones to make it better for the next year, and
Right.
just like that until they all gone.
Yeah, so yeah, I understand that. So you take the best ones, the ones that are ready, you harvest them. So like in a section like this, how many of the trees will you say these are number ones ready to go the first year you go to harvest it? Like 50%, 60% of them? More or less?
In new fields you probably get about 60 to 70%.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
the rest you leave behind and you shear and everything, and they fill in and they look better the next year. And then will most of them go the next year, or is it a 2-3 year
They
process?
take about 2 to 3 years process, and
Yeah.
the last year you just sell the rest of it for utility, or just come and
So yeah.
cut and prune it, you know, just depends.
So after about 3 years, you want to have
Yeah.
them pretty much all gone, and then you can start a whole new
Yes.
planting. Good. All
Oh.
right, so you have a retail lot in Woodland,
Yes.
and you have one in Hazeldale.
Yes.
Okay, on Highway 99. And you mentioned that you don't have theft issues or anything because it's all fenced and everything.
Yeah.
How long have you had each of those retail lots?
Well, here in Woodland, I've been having retail lot here for about 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
I start there in my house. That's where I started my selling trees.
Okay.
Yeah, I start there, and I end up in the auction bar here in Woodland.
Yeah.
And last year I put my lot there by the oak tree.
Okay. Yeah, I saw trees.
Yeah,
out there.
that's where my.
And how many do you sell approximately a year in Woodland?
We sold about 500 to
Yeah.
600.
And then in your Hazeldale location, how long have you had that?
I have that for 3 years now.
And you're selling how many?
700 to 800 trees.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
And obviously the retail price is much better than the wholesale price.
Of course, yeah.
Are you about double or
You prefer to do retail and not wholesale. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
if you could?
yeah, I can do that better.
How many people do you have to send down to man those retail lots?
Two
Two
for
people?
each lot. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just stand them up. Do you have a shaker there or anything else, or they just
I have a shaker and I have a baler there too, in case people wants it to
Yeah.
be baled. So
nice?
yeah.
Do you charge for the baling?
No. If people wants to give some tips to the people who work there, that's fine. If not, you know, it's not. They're not obligated to do that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you man the retail lots yourself, or do you have? Well, obviously you can't be at both of them, but are you at the retail lots, or are you?
mainly my wife's doing all that, you know,
Okay.
because that time I'm in harvest.
Yeah.
When I finish harvest, yeah, I go there. If I don't feel like, I just go straight to Mexico after my harvest.
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan. I might have to join you and get some sunshine. What days do you normally open your lot for sales?
They open what day?
Like
I-
the day after Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving?
The day after Thanksgiving.
Yep, the day after Thanksgiving, which
Yeah,
seems to be
that's
the
when-
most traditional
Yes.
time around here. And I would imagine you sell a lot of trees that weekend right after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
it
when
used
they-
to be for me the first weekend or the second weekend of December, but everybody wants their trees earlier now.
Yes.
And if you're not open that Thanksgiving weekend, you're losing out on a lot of customers.
Yes. Yes.
And then how long do you keep your lot open? How long are people still buying that it's worth to be down there?
Well, I keep mine open till the 14th.
The 14th?
Yeah,
Yes.
latest the 16th. That's 14. That's where I start. Whatever's left over, I start to taking it, burn it, whatever.
Yep.
If it's any left over. But yeah, we try to close no later than the 16th.
Do you just stock your lot with trees? You know, obviously you cut before, and then as they sell out, do you actually come out to the fields and cut more, or do you already have them all cut and at the lot to begin with?
I try to cut all the trees I'm going to sow. Not later in December 5th. That's the last day I'm going to cut trees.
Okay.
If I go and cut it, whatever I take it there, that's, if I sell it all, good. If not, that's one of those
Yeah.
things, you know, you have risk too.
So how many trees will you put on your lot to begin with? Let's say
I start with 300.
300,
Yeah.
and you're going to sell more than that. So do you not even cut the other trees until those are about gone, and then you actually cut them so they're fresher
Yes.
when they come in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of my concerns has been some of these trees where they're all harvested in October and sent to California. It's like they can't be too fresh by the time they get down there. But I don't know, maybe they are.
Well, some of it they go like some of those trees they go all the way like in Singapore,
Yeah.
Hawaii. You know, that's why
Yeah.
some of it
I
needs
had
to
a
be
friend that
cut.
made a lot of money selling trees in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They had to get tested and inspected and whatnot to go down there, but a Christmas tree in Hawaii from the Northwest sells for a lot more than a Christmas tree sells out here.
Yeah, I do cut about maybe 1,000 trees. They go in Singapore. We start about
Yeah.
early.
Yep.
Yeah.
So are you cutting that for someone else, or is that yours trees? that
No,
you're
for
selling?
somebody else. So
Yeah.
like harvest. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what kind of money he gets for trees in Singapore?
No, I don't talk to my bosses about
Yeah,
prices
that'd
and
be
nothing.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time they do all that shipping, they'd have to sell it for a decent price.
Yes.
All right, I hope you enjoyed visiting Pedro and his farm and hearing his story, how a guy once upon a time was just a farmhand and started planting his own trees and growing them, and now he grows quite a few and employs, what do you say, 5 to 7 people full-time and as many as 35 during harvest season. Thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. Hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, everyone.